Welcome to another edition of BNL Coach's Corner. This week we talk with BNL football coach Steve Weber as they get ready to face Columbus East, and we'll also talk with members of the BNL girls cross country team as they prepare to run in the regional race on Saturday. We'll be right back with Coach Steve Weber after this.
Whatever you desire in a vehicle, you can find it at Bedford Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Save and smile when you visit us today.
Welcome back to BNL Coach's Corner. We're going to talk with BNL football coach Steve Weber. Stars coming off an impressive 38-7 victory at Madison last week. Now 4-4 in the season as they prepare for their final home game of the regular season against Columbus East. Coach, thanks for joining us once again. Coming off a very impressive win, considering the injuries, the young people that you put into key positions. You had to be pretty pleased with that win.
Oh, I was very happy with them. Kids played well. They practiced well all week. Got the freshman guys in there, and practice enthusiasm went up. You could tell they brought a freshness, So, no, I was very, very happy with them. They played hard, and a lot of the older guys took care of the younger guys. The line stepped up a little bit. The call made some great reads, threw the ball well. So it was a good night for us.
What are the problems that you face when you throw a freshman into a situation that they may or not be ready for? Although they certainly perform well, but you got to be a little bit anxious about that.
Oh, absolutely. You have no idea how they're going to respond. In practice, it's a whole different deal. Going against guys they're familiar with. Things are scripted for them to be successful in practice, and you don't know what you're going to get. The nerves come into play, but both those guys stepped in and did a fabulous job. No nerves, just took right off. So very, very pleased with them. Happy. Can't wait to see if they bring in 2-3 years.
The win itself, you were looking for that first win on the road against a team that had actually had some success. And so how important was that for you guys to step up and say, hey, we've beaten a team that knew how to win, and we conquered them at home on their senior night?
Right. No, it was good to get against some competition like that and play well. And that's the thing is I really don't look at a whole lot. I think we talked before about what other people are doing, how they're doing. It's always been about what we're doing. And I felt that night we operated very well offensively. And then it's great to have a win. The morale picks way up, makes going into this week, which is a tough week, a lot more exciting. And into that fall break and get ready for sectional. So it did a lot for our morale.
You mentioned this week, of course, finishing the regular season with Columbus East. They are an awesome opponent, and there's no question about that. 13 consecutive HHC titles, 69 straight wins in the conference. In fact, the last team to beat them was Bedford North Lawrence, and they haven't forgotten that.
Maybe they forget this year.
But what about facing East? It is a challenge.
Oh, yeah, they're very, very good. I mean, let alone the talent they have on the field, the ability to have offense and defense. The coaching staff is phenomenal. It's just they've got it rolling there, and he's done a great job of building a program, and now it's just kind of self-sustaining. It takes care of itself year after year. So it's definitely it's an uphill climb to get ready for them. Formation-wise, things they do, it's not hard to put people out there in the right spots. It's now, can you match their speed, their strength, their power, their technique? Can you match that? And a lot of teams know is the answer. So it's a challenge, but we look forward to it.
Well, people tend to forget, yes, East has had a lot of success over the last few years, but when Bob Gaddis took over that program, they were one of the bottom teams in the HHC, so it shows you what can be done over a period of time. Yeah. And people keep expecting them to kind of maybe drop down a level or two. That hasn't happened for a while, even with the talents changing.
Once you get a program rolling, it feeds itself. The kids come out, they believe in what you say, they buy into the weight program. People have a tendency to move into the program from different areas. They find a job, hey, this is a great program here, we'll go there. So once you get something like that built, it feeds itself, and it's awful hard to knock that off.
Well, that being said, obviously you're going to go into the game and try to win. Also, it is a week where you don't have a game next week. You have a bye between the end of the regular season and the sectional game. So what are you looking for this week against East that you can build on for the next 2 weeks?
Just execution again. If we can execute versus the best in our conference, the best in the state, then we're going the right direction. So I want to go out there and execute. Wins and losses are great. Not losses. Wins are great, but right now I just want to go execute. We go out there and play well and come away with the loss, so be it, they're the better team. I just want to go execute offensively, defensively, get our guys, get some confidence in what we're doing, get healthy again is a big key. and that's going to go a long way for the section. So we're not looking at the school board. We're going to go out there and we're going to do the best we can do. Whatever happens in that game happens.
Coach, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. As always, good luck on Friday night, the senior night for
a lot of great seniors.
A lot of great seniors on the football team.
Absolutely.
We'll be right back with the BNL girls cross country team after this.
For the best in exciting new cars and trucks. For the best deals on used cars. For the best in service after the sale, visit Bedford Ford Lincoln Roush.
Welcome back to BNL Coach's Corner. We are joined now by BNL girls cross country coach Jill Vance in her first season with the Stars. The Stars have qualified for the regional during last week's sectional at BNL and will race this week again on their home course, looking to advance to the semi-state. Jill, thanks for coming on the program this evening. How's the first year gone, and what were the challenges that you faced?
I think one of our biggest challenges this year was just fighting injuries off of last year and trying to not fall into a point where we only had half the team healthy. So we had a lot of focus this year on strength and conditioning and trying to keep the rest of the body stable. We did pretty good at that. And we have a very young team. It's almost entirely sophomores and freshmen. And so when you got a younger team, obviously just getting the experience and getting them adjusted to a higher level of training is a big part of it.
How have they progressed? I mean, you have all summer to kind of prepare and get ready, but running in the heat of the summer and then running a race in competition, obviously two different things. So how has the team progressed?
Well, we're definitely happier to be running in some cooler temps now here at the very end. We were hoping to have those a little bit earlier in the season, and that didn't work out. And I think definitely kind of getting our feet as a team, so to speak, earlier on this year. We had a couple meets where we might have been able to do a little bit better. We're just kind of getting used to a racing strategy. Really trying to push a strategy of heavy even or negative splits, and that takes a big adjustment. It's very hard to get that kind of control. So we're really working on that a lot earlier in the season. And I think, kind of here at the end of the season, we're starting to see that actually come together, and we get the cooler temps and the times start dropping, and you can kind of see here at the end why it's all worth that work that you did early on.
You, as I said, you finished fifth in the sectional. You will race in the regional against 10 teams. The top 5 teams will advance to the semi-state of Brown County next week. What are your goals and expectations coming in? Obviously, coming off a 5th place finish, you've got some teams that you got to beat, especially from the other sectional that's feeding in here. So, what are your goals for this week?
My goal at this point really isn't to advance as a team in semi-state, because I know the teams that are coming in from the other sectional, and it's not there for us. But I want us to get the experience of running against this higher level of competition. I want us to learn how to compete against teams that are a little bit better than us, and find a strategy in there that'll help you win. Cross country, it's not. There is strategy. It's not like football. It's harder for people to find, but it's there, and you can beat a team that's a little bit better than you if you run a smart race. And so, running against a little higher level competition, giving them a chance to experience that, see what it's like, play around with how you race a team that's a little bit better. I would like to see us beat a couple of teams that on paper we shouldn't beat. That's always my goal, and if along the way, we've got a couple runners, Danielle Kataka, Peyton Flynn, Zoe Zolman, who are running close enough to advancing times. If they've got a good race on Saturday, we could look at advancing 1 or 2 individuals.
Coach, thanks for joining us tonight. We'll be right back with members of the BNL girls cross country team right after this.
Get your feet moving and dance on down to Bedford Ford Lincoln Roush. Our selection, sales, and service are a hit. For the best in award-winning vehicles and quality care, cut loose and visit us today.
Welcome back to BNL Coach's Corner. We are joined now by 3 members of the Bedford North Lawrence girls cross country team. Sophomore Danielle Kataka, sophomore Peyton Flynn, and freshman Kennedy Martinez. Girls, thanks for coming on the program this evening. Danielle, we'll start with you. The pressure of running in a cross country race, Coach mentioned the strategies that was involved, because if I were running, I would take off as fast as I can and see how long I can go before I die on a 3K race. So how do you handle that pressure and that strategy?
You have to go into it knowing that you need energy for the last part. Because even if you feel like you can go fast in the first mile, the more you hold back, the more energy you have to catch people on the second and third mile.
Now, do you have to kind of control yourself, saying, "Hey, those girls took off like a flash. I got to go catch them"?
Yeah, because a lot of the schools, their strategy is to have a strong first mile, but ours is more to control it. So it is hard because you're towards the back of the pack. You just have to tell yourself that I'll go catch them in like 5 more minutes.
Peyton, you've been one that's steadily improved as the season has gone along. Where did that start, and do you see it in big increments, or does it happen a little bit of a time as far as your improvement goes?
To be honest, I have no idea where it started. Usually I see it at the meets, like sometimes it's just like a few seconds, and sometimes I see it like the biggest drop I've had is like 2 minutes.
Uh-huh.
So I see that more often than not, usually, sometimes.
Now, does that surprise you a little bit? Because I know you runners, you're always looking at a watch, always looking at the clock of some sort. That's what you're racing against, obviously. So, but it's got to surprise you, and it's got to be really satisfying to do something like that.
Yeah.
Kennedy, a freshman coming in here and making that adjustment from junior high to varsity competition. What's that been like?
Well, this was actually my first year doing cross country, and the fact that I got on varsity for a race was pretty good. I've been on and off varsity, but it's really helped me to work up to stay.
Then what possessed you to decide, hey, I want to go run if I hadn't done it before?
We had a 5K at BMS, and I got a really good time, and I thought, just try cross country.
Is it as fun as you imagined it might be?
Yes.
But difficult?
Yes.
Danielle, the sectional, you guys have finished fifth as a team, and now you get to race in a regional again. The progress that you guys have made as a team and getting to qualify, what's that been like for you guys to see yourselves improving each week?
It's been really exciting because we see time drops, but we also see the team like finishing together more. I think there was only like maybe 3 minutes between me and our 7th runner. So that was really exciting to see that come down through the season. It started out a lot bigger and now it's narrowed down.
Now that you've got your first tournament race out of the way, Peyton, what are you expecting this week? Because the competition gets a little better. It should. You're going deeper in the state tournament. What are you looking forward to this week?
To be honest, I've never made it this far. I have no idea what to expect. I mean, they're a lot faster than people we've raced against before, and it's probably going to make me go faster the first mile, and I'm going to end up going too fast.
Girls, thanks for coming into the program. We appreciate it and look forward to you running the regional race on Saturday at Bedford North Lawrence. Hopefully get a chance for, if not the team, then an individual to advance to the semi-state of Brown County. That wraps up another edition of BNL Coach's Corner. Join us next week when we talk more with BNL Sports and the teams, the coaches, and the individuals that represent their school and the community. And we want to thank Pizza Hut, as always, for allowing them for us to host this here and be a part of our broadcast. Until next week, thanks for watching.